This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38, and verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog and the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, prophesy against him. And thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. Ezekiel 38 and 4. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thy army, horse and horsemen, all of them clothed for all sorts of armor, even a great company of bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse 5, and it reads, Persia, which is the modern day Iranians, Ethiopia, the Cushites, Libya, the Ishmaelites, whoop them, all of them with shield and helmet. Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 6, Gomer, which is the modern day Turks, and all his bands, the house of Togomor of the north quarters, and all his bands and many people with thee. Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse 7. And be thou prepared and prepare for thyself and all thy companies that are assembled unto thee, be thou a guard unto them. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Karkadash. And the Heavenly Father's true name is Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Ba'ashem, in the name of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Those are their true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the Lashwa Kadash, the Holy Tongue. Shalom to the elders for preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And shalom to the Akwaf sisters as well too. And I say shalom. And this is a sit-down lesson that I want to bring out from RT.com as of October 31st, 2023, and it reads, Russia warns Israel about attack on Syria. Israeli jets has repeatedly targeted Syrian airports since October the 7th. It says spreading conflicts to other countries in the Middle East is unacceptable. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said on Tuesday, discussing a spate of recent Israeli airstrikes with his Syrian counterpart. Lavrov brought up the issue of the Israeli airstrikes, which have become more frequent against the backdrop of events around the Gaza Strip. During a phone call with Syrian Foreign Minister Fashar Mekdad, if I pronounce his name right, the Russian Foreign Minister said in a readout of the call, it says both ministers emphasized the danger of the attempts by external forces to turn the Middle East is it in its current explosive situation in a arena of setting geopolitical scores. The readout added, Mekdad phoned Lavrov to discuss the current situation in Gaza as well as the number of bilateral issues and the progressing and ending the war in Syria, while the 2011 attempt at armed regime change backed by the West and some regional powers ended in failure. The north and northeast of Syria are still outside the control of the government in Damascus. Since the Hamas incursion from Gaza on October 7th, Israel has bombed Syria at least 3 times repeatedly, shutting down the airports in Aleppo and Damascus. One of the attacks were acknowledged by an Israeli ambassador to Germany, who said it was extending to disrupt weapon deliveries from Iran. It says Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu once acknowledged that there have been hundreds of airstrikes into Syria over the past decade, on the rare occasion when Israel Defense Forces, the IDF, commented on the attacks they claim they have in preemptive self-defense operations against Iran, causing Tehran of supplying Hezbollah militants. Damascus has repeatedly protested the raids as a violation of Syrian sovereignty to no avail. Lavrov and Mekdad agree on the need for an immediately end to the bloodshed in Gaza as a solution to all the humanitarian problems created by the fighting. Russia has condemned the Hamas attacks by calling Israel's response against Gaza is unacceptable from a form of collective punishment against innocent civilians. Moscow has called for a peace settlement between Israel and Palestinians that the creation and recognition of a independent Palestinian state. So as I was reading the Ezekiel the 38th chapter, which is a future prophecy, that's why you have allies with Russia and Syria. And then the reason why I brought out the Ezekiel the 38th chapter, because Russia is going to be a guardian to these nations, especially Turkey, Iran, which is the modern day, which is because the Iranians used to be ancient times used to be the Persians, which is Elam, which they are the modern day Iranians, because Russia is going to be a guardian to them, Gomer of Turkey, right along with Ethiopia, the Cushites, and Libya of the Ishmaelites as well too. That's why you have an increasing escalations. What's going on over there in the Middle East, as you have Russia, the president of Russia, and now recently you have the ambassador of Russia has recently blamed, the IDF, which is the Israel Defense Force, right along with the representation of Syria as well too. Now this is another recent discussion that mentioned from the representation of Russia and Syria as well too, which they are allies for one another for quite a while. Now they are blaming Israel, which is the IDF, which is the Israel Defense Force, using airstrikes over there that's claiming the lives of Syrian soldiers, innocent women, men, women, and children, and soldiers as well too. So that's going to potentially spark up more, that's going to spark up more escalations. And then not too long ago, you had, I believe, the IDF use artillery strikes and been using missile airstrikes over there in the area. They had warned Syria for joining the proxies of the pro-Iranian groups in the Revolutionary Iranian Guard Corps as well too, and the Houthi rebels and Hamas, which they are all our allies. They started to build up the cooperation because they feel like they got the same common enemy, which is the United States and Israel. So that's why this is a future prophecy of Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse 1 through verse 7 of Gog and Magog, while you have the Russia-Ukraine situation heating up. And then you see what's taking place over there in the Middle East as well too. So that's why Russia is going to be a guardian to those nations that they are allies with. And they're going to look at the United States and Israel as enemies, as adversaries. And I'm going to read it again for edification's sake. This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 2, Son of man, set thy face against Gog and land of Magog, chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 3, and thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thy army, horse and horsemen, all of them clothed for all sorts of armor, even a great company in bucklers and shields, on them having swords. Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 5, Persia, which is the modern day Iranians, Ethiopia, Cushites, and Libya, which is the Ishmaelites, with all of them with shield and helmet. Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 6, which is Gomer, which is the modern day Turks, because you have throughout Iraq and Syria, you got the Turkish army versus the Kurdistan army as well too, right along with the representation of pro-Kurdistan's of the PKK and YPG groups going against the Turkish army as well too. As you have the Turkish armies continually been ramping up their Turkey military operation against the Kurdistan and the pro-Kurdistan organizations as well too. Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 6, and it reads, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togomor of the north quarters, and all his bands and many people with thee. Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 7, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself and all thy companies that are assembled unto them, and be thou a guard unto them. So with that, hopefully this sit-down lesson was edifying of this recent news article from RT.com as of October the 31st, 2023, and it reads again, Russia warns Israel about attacks on Syria. Israeli jets have repeatedly targeted Syrian airports since October the 7th. So with that, hopefully this lesson was edifying. I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Karkadash. And the Heavenly Father's true name is Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Ba'ashem, in the name of Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Those are the true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the Lashon Kadash, the whole tongue. Shalom to the elders for preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered to the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And shalom to the Aqua sisters as well too. And until next time, I will say shalom.